And we're back with our video sit-downs. Melody Peterson, Mason County Assessor, is the lady on the camera. Diedrich Allen off camera. Melody is seeking re-election, so why don't you take a few minutes to just briefly tell everybody about you, your background, and why you're seeking re-election as the assessor.
Okay, I've actually worked in the assessor's office for over 20 years. Born and raised in Mason County, as many others have, but I really enjoy this county. I was at a conference the other day that we held in Mason County, and I didn't realize how many things there were to do in this county because we live with it every day, and so I'm really here to do the best job I can. And what we do is bring consistent values for the properties for the reason of taxation, and that's what our office strives to do. And we are in the middle of a transition from the 4-year cycle to the annual, and I didn't know when I started doing this transition that it's a 6-year process, so I'm really happy and eager to move on and finish that process before my term ends.
So why don't you explain a little bit more about what the assessor does? I mean, the process of evaluating the property.
Okay, what we do is we look at the properties, and the land itself we value per sales that happen within the district. So we have an appraiser that goes out and gathers all the sales to look at what is going on at that time of sale, what condition is that house in, when it was sold. And we also can only use what we call an arm's length transaction, means a willing buyer and a willing seller. So we have the option to use foreclosed properties because there's been so many lately, but so many times they don't fit within the arm's length model. Yes, okay. That's good. So that we would use them if we have to, but we don't use them if we can help it, because they're not the type of sale that we're looking for. We're looking for what is your property worth. And the structure itself, that's valued on a per square foot value according to what type of house, what quality is, what condition it is, how many square feet are in it, of course, and how many stories it is. So all of that comes into play when we're figuring the values for the structures.
So is every outbuilding as well?
Yes, little storage sheds and that sort of thing we tend to overlook. But if you've got something that's more substantial, we're going to pick it up and put a value on it.
Okay. So while in office, what improvements have been made to better serve the county?
What we have done, of course, is to move, which was state mandated anyway, but we did come into the annual revaluation a year early. And what this does, what I've seen the 20 years that I've been in the office, is that when you wait 4 years to bring a property up to market value, that it is oftentimes a real jump in value. And so moving in and doing an annual revaluation of the properties, you're just going to see things move along at a slower pace. They may go up and down at a much more smaller increment of value. And this what we've done is we've gone in and we've divided the county into 6 areas instead of 4 areas, so that we are able to go in and physically inspect 1/6 of the county, and the rest is done by analyzing the values and the trends that the sales are showing us to adjust the properties that we don't physically inspect.
So what needs improvement?
What I'm looking at most is, besides finishing out each area that we go into, because of the software that we have to touch each parcel and bring it to where it should be so that we can do our annual analysis correctly. So that takes a lot of time, and that it's something that we start working on early on and continue through the year. But one of the things, a project that we're into right now, is the mapping, the electronic mapping, the GIS. We've got just a tiny portion of the county looked at. We're actually going with the Public Works GIS people right now. We're going section by section to make sure that the electronic maps agree with our paper maps. And that's taking some time and effort, and we haven't been able to hire a GIS person for our office, but we do have people that we have managed to secure some money to pay for, so we're working on that because most people, when they go onto the websites, the maps that they're looking at are the GIS maps, and I really want to have those corrected and have everyone reviewed in the next 4 years so that that is a real accurate map that so many people use for many different projects.
Is there anything on the horizon that you know of that will impact how your office operates?
The thing that we're looking at is being able to send out our value notices electronically, and we're just now, myself and the treasurer's office, it's something we have to do jointly so that people will be able to pay their taxes electronically, and they would get their change of value notices from us electronically. But we're just going to approach that probably in the next year or so and start gathering the email addresses that we need. So that's kind of exciting, and it should in the long run save us postage money.
Okay, Melody Peterson, that's all that I have for you. Thank you for taking some time and talking to us.
Well, thank you.